He's going to take a dump as TADCereith is ripping through his army. I mean, just out of sheer fear, these Vikings, inching their way northward just a little bit at a time. It's not like there's a hurry or anything. It's no rush. It's just a matter of losing the base and everything. It's not that big a deal. You can always rebuild another one next game, right? So it looks like they're attacking. They're gonna start tearing those Marines and start tearing through everything. But the problem with that is those siege tanks do splash damage, and they're hitting those DTs. So those DTs are going to go down. And he does a scanner swoop so he can see the DTs, ripping them apart, tearing them limb from limb, with those siege tanks just blasting them. But they're going to tear up those siege tanks faster, because the siege tanks could not get in range. They have to be far away in order to hit the target, and Zealots and Dark Templar are melee, so obviously they don't have that range. Super saturation here at the natural. And okay, there's like no minerals at his main, and super saturation at the third. There's just workers sitting around. This is where you go to a store. You go to a store to buy something, and there's workers standing around just talking on cell phones or texting or talking to each other or whatever. They're not even doing anything. That's kind of what JubJub's army looks like, or what his situation is right now. I would not advise letting him manage a store or any kind of anything for that matter, because this is kind of sad. But it's okay. It's okay. He can bounce back from this. He's still got his barracks up there. He's still got his Marines, his Marauders, his factories, his starport. He's floating about 1,000 minerals. So, and he's got his third up, super saturated third. But it's still it's there. And it might be a good idea to expand right now to another location, maybe like into this corner or over here where he has the Vikings. But, instead of doing something smart, I mean, we're Terran players. Terran are used to winning. Or at least he's a Terran player, and he doesn't ever have to worry about losing. I mean, why does Terran have to worry about losing? They're Terran. But you know what? TADCereith is going to pull back, and he's going to run into his base. And he's just going to... And he's got some stalkers there waiting, so it looks like he's just going to build up his forces a bit. And that's good, given the fact that these siege tanks have taken position at the top, and they're going to deny him any kind of entrance into that base. But there's no fun in pointing out what's right about all this, and so let's point out what's wrong. We've got 4 gateways here that are not turned into warp gates. Why? I don't know. Anyone care to explain? That'd be great. Just leave that in the comments section. We got a Colossi finally coming out. Finally something that does damage and extended lance. Thermal lance. Extended thermal lance. I'm sorry, I forgot the thermal. It's important because I guess that making their lasers hotter. I don't know. It's a little ridiculous, but still, we got another Colossi. So we got 2 Colossi coming out, and we're warping in some more units. So I think production-wise, TADCereith is a little behind, but in the end, his Colossi are really going to do a major deal of damage. And considering that JubJub the Hutt has all of his Vikings moving around on the left side of the map, he's not exactly prepared for Colossi attacking his main base. He's going to take time to get there, he's going to take time to do things, and by that point the Colossi have already done their damage. They have the extended range, and they're running on 2 armor upgrades and 3 weapon upgrades. It's going to be too late. Ugh. It's going to be too late. I guess he's late about everything, pretty much, it looks like. I wouldn't advise him cooking or taxi driving or chauffeuring. It's the bad careers for him, obviously. He should stick to something that's not as time manageable, like working at McDonald's or something. Now, I did see a Colossi come out of there, and the Colossi pulled back, which is good, but there we see some idiotic play from JubJub the Hutt. You know, moving those Vikings down as they're not lifted. He should have lifted them and just flew them around. Find another spot to go in, man. Don't keep banging on the same door. Somebody's going to answer. That's how it happens. It's what happens every time. So we finally have these gateways turned into warp gates. You know, it doesn't even cost anything to turn them into warp gates, so why he didn't do that before, you know, that's beyond me. He's probably just not paying attention. Which is not good, because he's saving up that energy, keeping that energy up, you know. You never know when you want to just boost out one thing to, like, hell. You want to just, like, maybe get a probe out in a matter of, like, a second. You know, you never know. You always want to save that boost, right? I mean, that's how I play for a boss. Like a boss. Alright, so we got this army moving up, attacking Chris's gold 4th. But you know what? Chris isn't going to have any of this. His Colossi is going to stand back there, pick off some of those Marines as his Stalkers and Zealots move up and take all the brunt force. The Vikings are moving in, but is he going to be able to micro this is the question, because those Vikings are going to tear apart those Colossi, and that's going to cause some problems. So he needs to get those Stalkers focus firing down those Vikings, but he's not. He's not doing that, and instead he's going to pay the consequence. He's going to lose a Colossus, and he might even lose another one here. He might lose both of them, all because he did not focus fire the Vikings, and there it goes. Falling down. Kind of reminds me of War of the Worlds every time I watch one of those die. You know, it's actually, it is cool. I like it. I love the death animations in this game. It's absolutely amazing, but I just think it's kind of funny how it kind of breaks and falls over. Like it's not that stable. I mean, shocking because it looks so sturdy. Still saving up that energy, you know, you don't want to rush out those Colossi too fast. I mean, that would be bad, right? Rush out those Colossi and then win the game early. I mean, because then I guess you're just kind of rubbing it in your opponent's face. I don't really know what the logic is there, but I just know you don't really want to rush things, not too much at least. Well, meanwhile, the Terran has expanded to their 4th base, turning it into an orbital command center. You know, are they going to save up the energy? Let's see if they've saved up the energy from the last one. They have enough scanner sweep or anything else for one thing, you know. You know, here's something right here. Some workers standing around, having fun, talking, you know. This isn't good. In an army, you don't want that. You want them doing their job and not sitting around talking, passing gas, and laughing, and whatever the fuck workers do on their spare time. So, yeah, there he goes, pulling them off, moving them down to wherever he's going to move them. I have no idea. I would assume his 3rd, because it's the only thing, no. Maybe his 4th, if he's wise, his 4th. But he's got so many... God, it looks like a colony of ants on his mineral pile, like a colony of red bloodlust ants. But that's okay, because TADCereith coming by is like, hey bro, I heard you have some problems with your saturation. You're a bit too saturated, so let me help you out there, and I'm gonna fix your little saturation problem, so you don't have that problem anymore. So he's gonna come in and he's gonna tear that up. You know, like a good friend, like a good Protoss friend that really wants to kill you. He's gonna solve that saturation problem for Red, and I'm sure Red's thanking him, even though JubJub the Hutt is probably getting really mad, you know, talking in his alien tongue, whatever, blah, 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 whatever he says. You know, I don't know. I haven't seen the movies in a while, but you know, in his heart, deep down inside, he's really thanking him, and you know he is, because only a true friend could be so kind as to be your opponent and still help you out with that oversaturation. Only a true friend. So, oh, we got some shit talking here, some trolling. Oh man. So he's not only he's not only a true friend, but he's a good sport too. You know, giving some crucial criticism here. Lol, you bad. Telling that player that he needs to get better. Telling that player that he needs to improve. You know, he needs to work at it. That's good. you know, some motivation there, keeping that friendly contact throughout the game. That's important. But it looks like Red's not really in any mood to respond. He's just going to keep throwing waves and waves of Marines at the enemy. I guess he figures that eventually maybe the Protoss will run out of bullets to fire. Maybe they'll run out of laser power or something. I don't know. So just keep throwing Marines at him. That'll work. Mass produce that shit. As he comes running through, tearing down those siege tanks. They're trying to defend, valiantly trying to defend. But you know what? Nobody likes siege tanks anyways. Well, I guess Terran likes siege tanks, but you know what? Nobody likes Terran, because they win too much. They win way too much. They're like Charlie Sheen, only with half the coolness. And looks like even there's an oversaturation. Oh wait, what is this? Been playing all day long, literally. Ugh. Man, probably time for a break. I'd have to agree there, JubJub the Hutt. It's a good game. You played valiantly. Too bad it didn't work out in the end, but you know what? You gave us a pretty good game. So this is TADHkrob. You know, if you like this, I had a better one that I had planned for today, but that didn't go through due to technical difficulties. But if you like this replay, if you like this casting, you want to continue, you want to watch it, you know, tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone you know that plays StarCraft. Tell them what's going on. I'm doing these casts, and you know, you can check out my YouTube channel. You got it here. If you're watching this video, then you can see it. Leave a comment in the comment section below. That would very be good. You know, that very be good. You got that? That'd be really good if you could do that. You know, leave me some feedback, and don't forget to subscribe, because there will be more videos coming out. I will keep trying to cast, and eventually